The aim of this podcast is to show you how to run a one-way ANOVA on SPSS. You will be able to pause and rewind the video, so I recommend that you play it while trying it out yourself at the same time. The podcast will cover entering and labelling data, how to run a one-way ANOVA, other tests and statistics to include, and a brief interpretation of the data. Okay, so entering the data. The golden rule in SPSS is one person's data per row. The easiest way to think about this is to ask yourself how many subjects you have, and therefore how many rows of data you will end up with. In this example, we have 15 athletes in each group. There are 3 groups, and therefore 45 people overall. Here's how you follow the golden rule, whilst making sure you still know which group each score is from. Allocate each sport a number, 1 for track athletes, 2 for rowers, and 3 for tennis players. Then list these code numbers in the first column so that each participant will have a code relating to their group. Once you have done this, you carefully enter the scores, listing them so that they correspond with the correct group code. Next, to make interpretation of the output easier, you should label your columns and groups. To do this, click on Variable View, which will take you to a new screen. On this page, each row refers to the columns on the Data View page. Simply give each column a name and type it into the first box of each row. You can also tell the computer what your coded numbers 1, 2 and 3 mean. To do this, click on Values, then in the Value box write the number you are going to label, and in the Label box the name of the group it refers to. Then click Add. You can also change the number of decimal places shown to make things a bit clearer. You are now ready to perform the ANOVA. Click Analyze, Compare Means, One-Way ANOVA. When the task box comes up, put the independent variable in the factor box and the dependent variable in the dependent lists. In Options, you want to select Descriptive Statistics, as this will give you your means and standard deviations, and also Homogeneity of Variance test, as this will tell you if your assumptions have been met. Click Continue. From post hoc tests, choose Tukey's so that you will be able to determine where any differences, if there are any, lie. The output will automatically open in a new window. I'll go through each box, highlighting the most important numbers. As explained, Descriptives gives the means and standard deviations. This is a good way to check if you've made any mistakes when entering the data, and may also give you an idea of what the results might show. Here, the middle box tells you whether there is homogeneity of variance. A significance value greater than 0.05 means that there is homogeneity of variance, as there is no difference between the spread of each group. The ANOVA box is the omnibus test that tells you whether there is a significant difference between the means of the groups. In this case, since the significance value is less than 0.05, there is. However, you don't know which groups are different. The post hoc test boxes tell you the same thing, but in different ways. This one compares each group individually to the others. In this example, runners differ from rowers and tennis players, but rowers and tennis players performed statistically similarly. Finally, in the homogeneous subsets box, means in the same column are not significantly different, but means in separate columns are. So, rowers and tennis players aren't different, but track athletes are compared to rowers and tennis players. It really is as simple as that. Good luck.